Hey, it's Kyle. Welcome to the garage. Today I'm going to flush out my water system. If you remember from previous videos, I had put some glycol, some food safe glycol into the tank so it wouldn't freeze. Today I'm going to fill my water tank out. I'm going to flush it out and then also flush out all the caustic and all the nastiness out of my hot water heater. And we're going to do that today. I needed a hose to flush or to drain out the water tank because I'm sitting here in my garage and I didn't want all of the water to go into the garage. So I bought this nipple and this plastic tubing. Got this from Lowe's, you can see. No, I think this is Home Depot. Anyway, this is just a 3/8 inch plastic threaded nipple here, and then we've got the hose push on. So we're going to thread that on there, and then I'm going to fill the tank full of water, and I'm just going to let it flush out, and going to do that for 5 or 10 minutes, and then going to close that off, and then run some water through the pump and the hot water heater. So that's what's on the agenda for today. Let's go. So here is my water drain plug. I got this nipple from Home Depot, and then I just got a ball valve here. And here is the plastic nipple that we got a few days ago. I'm just going to thread that on. Make sure that that's good and tight. Just hand tight, and then we're going to push this hose out to the alleyway. And I think what I'll do is I'll drain what's in there now. Let's see if there's anything. Nope, not much in there today because I'm sure that there's probably less than a gallon. So I'll keep that open, and then whenever I fill the tank here with fresh water, I will just let that flush out, and yeah, we'll do that. Filled the tank up, had a little overflow issue here, and now that is going out to the alleyway and flowing. So I'll do that a couple of times. I also brought this side down and then also jacked up the other side here, so therefore you can see the trailer is really at an angle here. So what we're going to do is wait for that to drain out. I also jacked up the front as far as it could go, and I'm setting a little less than middle. And obviously I'm tilted to one side, so that should help it drain a little bit better here. We'll let that go. We'll do that a couple more times, then we'll flush out the hot water heater. Cleared out or flushed the tank here a couple of times. I've put about, 10 gallons of water in the tank now. Now I'm gonna pressurize this and get this up and running and do some cycles through the hot water heater. So I need to turn the pump on. And I've set this to max, set this to about the minimum. And it's turned on, and we're getting hot water. I'm gonna let that run for a little bit. I'm in here inside of the hiker, and I also cleaned out this filter for the water pump. This thing just screws on, and then once you take this plastic housing out, you probably want to put some paper towels in here to catch the water. Unscrew this plastic housing, and then this filter just pops out. It pulls out, and then you can clean the filter, put it back in, and then screw this plastic housing back on. So I did that. Everything looks good here. I don't have any issues. So I think that we are good to go. All right, I want to do a quick video about this hot water heater. This thing is awesome. This thing takes, obviously, water from the tank and throws it into the hot water heater on demand. And it is hooked up to propane. And this water coming out of this hot water heater is hot. It is steaming. Some tricks that I want to show you that I've done over the last year. On the Hiker, you have this connection here that's a one-way connection that goes to the Hiker. So I bought another one of these on Amazon. I will put a link. And then I also put these quick connects, these garden quick connects on here. I did have a longer hose that went from the Hiker into the hot water heater. I just went and got some high pressure hose and made me a shorter run, so therefore I wasn't wasting water. Whenever you remove all the hoses from here, you'll be surprised on how much water actually is stored in here and how much water you actually waste when disconnecting the connections. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to minimize that. So that's why I made this connection. This is just the quick connect and then a garden hose attachment with a press-on seal. I got some pipe clamps to clamp this so it's a watertight seal. Then I got the same thing going on here. Do a close-up of it. And this is what I connect into the Hiker. You can hear it just pressurized. So then, coming out of the Hiker, I've done the same thing. I took the male parts of the quick disconnect and I connected them into the in and the out of the hot water heater. So those are just direct connections that screw onto that, onto the in and the out, and then here's the propane, and then that goes to my propane that's right over here. And that is about it. I've got the garden hose attachment on it right now, and let me take you down here. So let me, and then I don't know if you can hear, but the pump is trying to keep up here. The hot water heater, it actually, let's take a look here. The hot water heater has batteries right here that actually ignite the flame, and then once the system knows that water is flowing through it, then it sends a signal to ignite the flame ignites, and then instantly within a half a second or maybe a second, you have hot water. So you might want to take a look at these quick disconnects for garden hoses to connect all of your system up quickly. And then I usually, you can see here, I usually have the hottest setting on my hot setting, and then you can dial in the amount of water you actually want to get out of the system. So obviously if you have the minimal amount of water, the hotter it's going to be. And then you can turn, these are knobs that just say min and max. So I usually keep mine around the minimum area or the minimum setting so I can get quite a bit of hot water. And it just kicked on, and then the flame kicked on. I hope that you could hear that. So that is my hot water setup that I have created so I could get in and out and make these connections quickly and easily. So whenever I'm on the road, I don't have to worry about them. I get in and out quickly, and I'm good to go. I think I'm done here with the water situation. I flushed out the tank, got that all to a satisfaction level that I feel comfortable with. I flushed out the hot water, and I'm good there. Cleaned out the filter. I think I'm good. I only use the water here for washing dishes and taking showers, so I feel comfortable that I got all of that stuff out of it. But It is food grade glycol, so anything that's left over I'll be okay with. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.